Hey everybody, Nate the Farmer here. I had to do the lofts work this morning, so I was in there doing all my bookkeeping and my records for irrigation and fertilizing. And Sophia sent me a little video with her papaw out in the pumpkin patch. So this is going to be an intro to that. I also will cut in some footage of myself doing a walkthrough, talk about irrigation and what we're doing with the pumpkins up there. And you know, I thought it'd be awesome for you to see Sophia. The video's a little bit shaky and movie, so kind of grab something while you're watching it. She's still learning how to do that too. Appreciate it, guys, and we'll see you soon. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.
Hello, guys. So, as you can see, there's two bees in there. They're pollinating that flower. And there's another bee. It's probably pollinating that flower as well. But when they pollinate it, they rub their legs against it. I don't know if it's a female flower or a male flower. But there's a bunch of little bees out here. Probably can't see them, but I can. They're flying around in our pumpkin patch and they're taking pollen. And they are going into flowers, male flowers, and they are rubbing their legs against it, and that's how they pollinate the flower. But all out in this pumpkin field, all these flowers, it's hard to see, they're doing this. They're pollinating a flower. See right there, there. Let's see if we can find another one. Bees swarming all over the place. See right here. It's a good place. Just like that. All right, there we go. And that's how you know how a pumpkin plant's pollinated.
Here, sitting out the edge of the 2021 pumpkin patch, kind of overlooking the corn maze out there and off onto the whole farm. Chris is down on the tractor way down there, prepping the ground for the next set. Got a part of the crew out in the field picking up the rest of the plastic from last year's onion crop. And the white truck's up there picking fresh mountain-grown tomatoes. What I'm doing is walking down to the hydrant where we divided our pumpkin field into two zones, because I'm gonna switch from the left-hand zone to the right-hand zone. We can't run the entire pumpkin field at one time. So you'll see out here, I'll turn the camera around for you. We've got a zone right here. This is just an old pipe that years ago, again, you'll see a lot of underground lines because it's just messy and difficult and very inefficient to lay your lines on the ground when you're farming like we are, because you're out here driving around, you're trying to figure out how you can get as much water as quickly and as fastly and as cleanly as you can to these fields and conserve as much of it as you can. And every once in a while, like last year, I added on to it for part of the strawberry crop. But anyway, we need to switch this zone right now because it's time to go over to what I call the easterly part of the field. So we're going to turn this valve on right here. And when you're irrigating a field and you're not cutting the pump off and you're changing from one zone to another, an old trick to remember is never shut everything off and then open a new zone. Always have a valve open somewhere. So if you're going to go from zone, say, A to zone B, open B. Open B. There goes the water. Now we'll close this side of the field, which is two valves actually. The reason you do that is when you shut the pump down, you deadhead the pump. Most of the time the system can handle that, but if there's a weak point somewhere and you hold back all that pressure and that pump pumping, it'll find it. And if it doesn't find a weak point and you happen to forget for some reason and with the pump run, you're not pumping the water anywhere. And what cools down the casing of a pump, a centrifugal pump like we use down there, is that fresh water. And it begins to heat up with the friction of the sand and the dirt and just the water itself, and that can be very bad for a pump. It can wear it out, cause it to break down, and cause it to malfunction. We don't want that. I've got to give it a few minutes to prime up. then I walk out here and I check each and every one of my connectors and make sure they're all connected. Because when you're driving through here with tractors and you're out here working, you might kick it with a foot or something, pulling weeds, they can come loose. And that's something when you have an open line sitting there spraying, well, number one, that row's not getting any water. And if you're fertigating, putting fertilizer through this drip irrigation, you're gonna lose that fertilizer right there, and it's gonna be very inefficient, and you're not gonna be functioning the way you're supposed to. Now, while we're out here, I thought it would be interesting to go ahead and take a look at the point we're at with the pumpkin production. And I'm looking right at a baby jack-o'-lantern over here. And this is probably about the biggest one I've seen so far. Check this out. Look at that. That's about the biggest one I've seen yet. Now in this field, because I want to make sure that there's enough pumpkins for every person who goes on a hayride and brings their children and the school groups that come up, I tend to squeeze the numbers. The reason I do that is by squeezing the numbers in, your pumpkins may not be quite as big, but you're guaranteed to have the numbers. You're guaranteed to have the volume, the amount of pumpkins you need. And although I love to see a 10-year-old boy trying to roll a pumpkin the size of a tractor tire wheel out of a farm, it's better to make sure that they all have one, and give or take about the size of a basketball. And that's why you'll see me out here constantly trying to get as many pumpkins as I can in the field. Also, you have to calculate for mortality, because obviously looking at how you'll see, not every pumpkin that you plant is going to survive. You have to think about that. You got to plant more than you're going to need to ensure that you have enough in case some die, and make sure that every young'un that comes to Darnell Farm gets them a pumpkin when they go on a hayride. Do me a favor, guys. Keep subscribing to this channel. It's such a morale booster when I see a little click come up and somebody subscribes. I know that the subscription is very important to make sure that more people see this channel and more people are encouraged to come watch. And I'll try to do more tutorials on how we're growing pumpkins and tomatoes and strawberries and all the other vegetables. So just come on out here to the farm, enjoy it. If you're too far away, get on these Facebook and YouTube channels, click on the like, share them, subscribe to the channel. Just have fun with us, be part of the family. I love you guys. Thank you so much, and I'm gonna get back to work. Take it easy. All right, guys, there you go. Sophia learned how to work that camera a little bit. Papa's showing her about pollination. She's super excited about the bees. All the kids out here are having a big time, so when you see them running around, stop them and say hello. Anytime we can get them on the camera, I think it's better. And maybe down the road, they'll be doing these videos, and my old ugly mug will be out there farming, and that can leave you guys alone. But for now, we'll kick the old Tomos over and go out and start checking the rest of the field out. Take it easy. Come on, little thing.